Good morning. I'm up early and I'm down by the Maritsa River here in Plovdiv. It's a river that begins about 40 miles to the west, about 60 kilometers to the west in the Rila mountain range of Bulgaria, and it flows through this city and then underneath this shopping bridge and then over to the Turkish-Greek border, where it winds down that border to the Aegean Sea. My goal today is to, once I've been back to the hotel and had breakfast, to hike the 7 hills of Plovdiv. So I'm all checked out of the hotel, and later on this evening I'm going to be catching a bus to Bulgaria's capital, Sofia, which is where I'll spend the rest of the trip. But Plovdiv is known as the city of 7 hills. So my challenge today is to try and find all 7 of them, starting right here in the old town, which is where I've read you'll find 3 of them, the so-called 3 hills of Trimontium. So I've arrived at the first hill on my journey today, Nebet Tepe, which is the northernmost of the 3 hills, and its name comes from the Turkish words for guard hill. This is where things all started in the city. This is where the city began. There are traces of the Thracian tribes who built a settlement here, and the Romans, of course, when they came, extended the fortress that was already here. Going to head back along the front now of the fortress, and it's incredible that you're allowed to just walk all over it. I mean, if this was back in the UK, I suspect it would be cordoned off and you'd only be able to look at it, but you can literally climb all over it, and it doesn't cost anything to get in either. It's free. All there in the distance is another 2 hills. If I just move around here a little bit, you can see the 3rd one there as well now. So I'll be heading to those this afternoon. So I'm going to leave Nebet Tepe behind now. As incredible as it is, and as much as I'd love to stay, look around even more, I've got to make a move. I've just arrived at the 2nd hill, Dzhambaz Tepe, I think it's called. It's, if I turn the camera around, you'll be able to see better. It's got a really steep cliff on that side of the hill, and on the other side of the hill is the Roman amphitheatre, which is what I explored in yesterday's video. I'm not going to go inside today because, as I said, I was there yesterday, but it cost 6 lev to get in, which is about £3 sterling. And you can see it through the railings if you don't want to go in. Now en route to the 3rd and final hill in the old town. It's called Taksim Tepe. And this is the little garden area itself. Little walk around. There we go. The entrance is over there. Okay, so this one seems to be in some kind of garden area that is associated, I believe, with this house right in front of me. I'm going to try going this way. I've seen this balcony area from down in the main town across the main road, and yeah, I think this is what I've been looking for. Taksim Tepe. See the steep cliff and the rocks there in the shot, and then there's the town of Plovdiv. So a beautiful view from the garden right here at the top of the 3rd hill. I'm looking back now to where I was a few hours ago, Nebet Tepe, the archaeological site. before I head off to the fourth hill, thought I'd just give a little bit more information on how I found the third hill, because it's a pretty tricky one to find. So the best way I can describe it is that's the Orthodox church in the old town of Plovdiv straight ahead, and you need to come up this hill. It doesn't look like it's a public pathway, it looks like a private house almost, but when you get to the top here you get this little sign, Chalakov's house, and hopefully this will be open so you can go in and then up those steps and you will find the garden and patio area at the top. This is a bronze statue of a man named Milyo. Apparently he was a real person who used to hang around this area of Plovdiv quite a lot, and so he got his own statue looking out towards the shops and streets where he would previously roam. I've taken a slight detour on the way to the next hill, and I'm now walking through the local park. I think it's called the Gardens of Tsar Simeon. It's a very pretty area, lots of people out cutting the grass. I'm heading for some musical fountains which I believe are just up ahead of me. Well, unfortunately there is no water or fountains working. It looks like they've drained it to clean it up for the summer. So I'm going to head in that direction to hill number 4. I've now arrived at the 4th hill on my trek today, Markovo Tepe, and it's right there. It's that shopping centre right behind me. Apparently the hill was destroyed at the beginning of the 20th century, and its syenite rock was used to pave roads here in Plovdiv, and also a town in Germany, believe it or not. So the shopping mall opened in 2017, and I'm going to press on, I think, to the next hill. Hill number 5 is officially named Dzhendem Tepe. I think it's how it's pronounced. It's also called the Youth Hill, and it's the furthest one outside of the centre of the city. So this one not only is the furthest from the city centre, but it's also the highest at 283 metres. That's about 900 feet. Now it's fair to say that the pathway I've used to get up here is pretty rugged, but there is also this paved walkway, so it really is open for all. But I'm going to stick to my little rugged trek and get to the top a little bit quicker. I have made it to the top. I am pretty exhausted, I've got to tell you, but the views are totally worth it. There's looking back towards the centre of Plovdiv, and that hill right there is the one that I'm heading to next. That's the 6th hill. There really is some stunning views all the way around at the top here of Youth Hill. This is an abandoned swimming pool. That's what it looks like to me anyway, complete with steps over in the far corner to access it. I wonder if it fills up when it's raining heavy. And then this is the antenna at the top. That's pretty much all there is really. Onwards now to hill number 6. Gonna have to get down this one probably the same way as I came up, the short route, but the more rugged route. Let's go. And I'm back down, heading into an allotment area and then through into the main street. Seem to be walking through a little bit of a housing estate now, so I'm not sure if I've made the right call with coming this way up. There is some steps here. No signage, but I'm gonna chance my luck, head up these and see if it takes me in the right direction. One way goes into a garden with a gate on it, the other way goes right, and I can't see round the corner just yet. Oh no, dead end. Gotta hate it when that happens. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think I may be back on track. So this one does seem to be heading in the right direction, and it's completely accessible. Come to another fork though in the pathway, so I don't know if to turn left or go up. I think I'll go up. Seems logical to go up if you're trying to get to the top of a hill. Here we go, this is going to be it. You can, well, saying, yeah, I think this is it. Here we go, that's what I can see. I got lost again. I took the wrong pathway and I ran into a local homeowner who pointed me in the right direction. It's really kind of him. And I am now back on track, I'm pleased to say. So over there is Youth Hill, and this is the pathway that I'm currently following to get to the top of this one. Probably a little bit more rickety and broken down than any of the other ones I've used, but I'm pretty sure that there is a pathway as well that is paved. I'm pleased to report that I've made it to the top, and this is a memorial. There's a statue behind me as well, which I'll show you in a moment. Both commemorate the Russian soldiers lost in the Russo-Turkish War, which was a war that liberated Plovdiv and Bulgaria from Turkish rule, I think it was. So I'm going to come around here, have a closer look at this memorial, and then behind me, I'm going to walk up there in just a second, is the statue that you can see from all over Plovdiv. So this hill is officially called Bunarzhik Hill, also known as the Hill of the Liberators, and that statue overlooking this beautiful scenery was Alyosha. So for the 6th time today, I'm heading down a hill, so I'm back on a paved road now. Hopefully this will take me to where I want to go, which is the foot of the 7th and final hill here in Plovdiv. Gotta say, I'm pretty exhausted, so I'll be pleased to get to the top of it. The incline has begun. I'm now officially climbing towards the final hill of the day. This one's got 2 names that I read. One is Danov Hill, which is the name of a famous Bulgarian teacher, and the other name that it's known by is Sahat Tepe, which Sahat or Sat in Turkish translated to English means clock. And so at the top of this hill there is a 16th century clock tower. This is the sign. There it is, the clock tower, and you can see in the background there the previous 2 hills that I've visited. 46 meters high, this clock tower. There we go. Gotta say, I've very much enjoyed hiking the 7 hills of Plovdiv today. After that, it's jumping on a bus for me, 2-hour bus ride to the capital of Bulgaria, Sofia. I'm looking forward to that 2-hour bus ride to have a sit down and relax. It's been an exhausting day, to be honest. So that is it, and I'm going to see you in Sofia tomorrow.